for you, Claire? Is this your potatoes for the salad, yeah? Okay, fine. Yep, they're ready to go. Do you want to take them? All right. Thank you. And your other one is that? The way that a lot of students and our customers think about food waste is it's a shame that we've got so much when there's other people starving in the rest of the world. They don't think of it in the context of all the energy that's been wasted to produce the food, from the fertilisers that go underground, the irrigation, the transport costs to get it to us, and then the energy for us to store it, to prepare it, to serve it, and then what are we going to do with what's left over? There's too much waste being produced in the whole of this country, and that's a key thing that we at the university want to deal with.
We take the sustainability of our restaurants very seriously, working to reduce the environmental impact of the food we serve at every step of the process.
So we've looked at the whole thing, from the mode at which we're buying food in, how much we're preparing, making sure that we don't overproduce because that's a waste and a cost as well, what we're putting on the plates, offering different size portions, and looking at the place waste that comes back. So we're constantly assessing whether menus are effective, whether they're the right dishes for the customers, whether we're serving the right portions. So the potatoes, like these, which I've used this morning, they will have been prepared this morning. And because we source our vegetables and things from a market gardener, it's a lovely way to work and to know that you're working with such fresh ingredients. These are the mixed leaves that we buy in, so we can say, I want a kilo of mixed leaves, this will be used today, no wastage, and we'll have fresh again tomorrow. Leftover jacket potatoes, they'll be turned into jacket wedges. Students love them. Using local suppliers is really important to us. It's also very exciting because you get to engage with the producer. You have we as chefs have a better understanding of food and where it's coming from and the seasons and everything else. So some of our fruit and vegetables we buy in prepared because we know that our market gardener will compost on site, and then the trimmings are put straight back onto the soil. And other things we will prepare on site, like this. And as you can see, it's being separated out from general waste.
We're sending all of our food waste in all of our restaurants now for anaerobic digestion, which is one of the most sustainable ways of processing food waste.
So we put kitchen trimmings in there, and then later in the day, plate waste will go in there as well. And then with the anaerobic digesters, we're also able to complete that loop by making sure that any waste that is generated can be used in a sustainable way, and in this case it's used to generate energy.
As well as recycling our food waste, we're also working on a lot of food waste reduction initiatives because we realise this is the most sustainable thing to do in terms of food waste.
I went to the food waste workshop run as part of Green Week. In that workshop we discussed where we buy food, how to prepare raw fruit and vegetables, and also watched a food demonstration, which was really interesting. Many students coming to university are at a huge disadvantage. They've never budgeted before, they've never prepared raw foods and vegetables before, and most importantly, they don't know where their waste is going or where their food is even from. That's why it's so important for universities to take it upon themselves to teach students these skills.
So various different things that we're working on. One of them has been a food waste awareness raising campaign with staff and students, particularly focused on students in catered halls, because our master's student did some research and found out that that was one of the areas that we had the most food waste.
One initiative that's been really successful is going trayless for our catered hall students. We used to allow them to come through the counters just once and pick up everything that they want. Well, of course, they don't necessarily know that what they picked up is what they want to eat, and they don't want to risk being hungry at the end. So now we've gone trayless. So that means they pick up what they want and sit down, and if they want more, they can come back. It's not rocket science, it just means that people are thinking more carefully about what they take.
It was a great experience being able to carry out research in the restaurant, which I wouldn't normally be able to do. The way I did it was a food waste audit, which was weighing up different food waste streams, and it's just great that my research has actually gone towards reducing food waste at Brighton University.
really lucky to have Ian Buchanan working with us, who really looked at how waste is generated at all the different stages, from purchasing to production to plate waste, and just giving us some better ideas about how we can deal with it. It was a real wake-up call about what's happening and what we really need to do for the future, and we've adopted his ideas.
We're working with local community groups on a Feeding the 5,000 event focused around food waste. We've also been working with some of our international summer schools to make sure that any packed lunches that don't get used get sent on to the local community to be used up. We're just continuing to strive really to reduce our food waste as much as possible and to make sure that all of it is processed sustainably.
Brighton is an excellent place for food empowerment. May that be the Hisby independent supermarket we have, or the junk food project in our local community, or the food cooperative and all of the food waste campaigning we do here at the university. It is very clear that we are a great hub for social change.
Winning this award is testament to the hard work of our staff across the organisation who are striving to tackle food waste on our campuses.